I know what my audience like. I did some independent films with Master P, and a lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious, I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.
What up? Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go live with Lamont King. I'm Lamont King, and you are now live. Let's go. Good to see y'all. 25 and rising. Let's get it, man. Stop playing. Call somebody. Hit the share button right now. As a matter of fact, hit the thumbs up right now. Just put it on your page real quick. Turn notifications on while you're here. This is what we do each and every Monday through Friday. Well, I'm sorry. Damn. Got to get out of that habit. Temporarily, new schedule, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Something like a podcast, 6 to 7 p.m. East Coast time, live, but kinda, you know what I mean? East Coast time. Shout out to everybody watching West Coast and in the Midwest. I see Ohio, I see San Diego, Vegas, all of that. Good on the check-in, good. And worldwide. Peanut Gallery, what up? No individual shout-outs. Till you bring somebody. Regular as usual, so I applaud you. Literally and figuratively. Missed you yesterday. No, you ain't missed me. New schedule, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's what it is. Temporary. Not indefinite. It's temporary. All right, shout out to our executive producer, Mr. Clarkson down the hall in Studio G on the technicals. And I see All Funny Games co-host John Watson, ladies and gentlemen, our New York bureau chief. We're broadcasting live from the newly remodeled, ever-growing Tiny Closet Studios.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad official.
Well, Drunken Fruit Studios inside of the newly remodeled Tiny Closet Command Center. All right, so check out at Drunken Fruit on IG. Get the spelling right because they got an imposter already out there in based in Texas, looking real trifling and whack. So the official, the corporate looking one, Black owned and operated small business, Drunken Fruit. Get the spelling right. Hashtag get the spelling right. Send them an email, find out what it's all about, and get you some. Pretty basic, to the point. That's my commercial. They're doing some dynamite things for February that we'll be rolling out probably Friday. They got a fitness challenge coming. They got some Valentine's specials. Send them an email. Get ahead of the line. Don't waste your time. That rhyme? Those bars? Might have been. Let's see. Yeah, make sure you share. Okay. Yeah, good. Good to see you. Good. Okay. Talk amongst yourselves. I like it. Yeah. So there's that. Housekeeping. Here we go. We are 100% viewer supported, and your support has allowed us to work on doing a number of different things. So don't think it's think we out here jiving. Here is Let's Go Live show is the new Cash App destination. Let's Go Live show, trying to be uniform and universal and make everything fit in with everything else. We're only able to do this with your support, so we appreciate those of you who do on a regular basis, who've done it one time, a loose dollar, a loose dub, whatever you feel the need. Pay for things like phone lines. We just re-upped the phone lines, so the phone lines are wide open as well. Let me put that 765 Let's Go 1. 765 Let's Go 1. And the video is in the chat. So if you want to jump on, you got something to say, you want to talk some shit, you got a question to ask, I will be here. We go. Let me put it in right here. Video link is in the chat. Live show. Do with that what you will. Nobody gets turned down. We accept all forms of scrutiny. No disrespect. You play me, you get played back. There's that. Bars. Again, I'm on a roll. Shit. Little up later in the show, Roland Martin should be stopping by. And also we tracked down the progressive traveler, Yama. You'll never believe where she's holding up. You'll never believe it. Tracked her down, and we're gonna find out what the stee is. What the stee? That's 90s talk. What the stee is in her neck of the woods. What's the latest in personal travel, international travel? So there's that a little bit later. All right, real quick. Haynes, yes, thank you for the phone lines, because it was you that put us over the top. Yes. Your $3, your generous $3 donation allowed us to get 5 phone lines for 12 days. We appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? All right, a couple things, man, just newsworthy things I was thinking about. Or not really. Something I seen earlier. Didn't really want to do the political thing because I feel like this little game they playing is gonna just drag on. But I saw something today that just made me think. Here's the headline. This is from Twitter. I ain't even bother pulling this up. Senate Democrats and Republicans set to pass power sharing agreement. Now here's the blurb. On Wednesday today, Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced that Democrats and Republican leaders had agreed to a power sharing deal that will allow Democrats to take over committee chair positions in an evenly split Senate. A full chamber vote on the agreement is expected to take place later this evening. Man, this whole meet in the middle kumbaya shit. Let's all be peace and bipartisan and across the aisle and love our colleagues and all this. Like, this is weird. I'm not the most civic understanding, but I get a lot of help on the show from people who have greater understanding than I do. But all this peace be unto you across the aisle, and let's work together in harmony and healing and all that. This shit is weird, man. Now, I don't know if it's weird because I'm not used to it, because we've been, weaned off of it over the last 4 years. I don't know if it's weird because I'm desensitized with all this action. Or I don't know if it's weird. It's like, how are y'all working together and y'all ain't even, there has been no resolution or closure on January 6th. There's no resolution or closure on the death threats by your coworkers. There's been no resolution or closure on, the people on the inside that's still popping shit. That's just weird to me. So to that regard, here's another headline. So these are all trending right now at this moment, whatever that means, because, Twitter has a way of making it happen, if you will. And I say that because I've seen stories on there. They like, this is trending now with 1,100 tweets. And then I'll go to a conversation where if you on some black shit and one picture, somebody posted a picture and it's 800,000 likes and retweets. And that joint ain't, for some reason, that's not trending. But anyway, I digress. So right below that headline is this headline. The House is set to vote to remove Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene from her committee roles. Is the blurb. Majority Leader Steny Hoyer announced on Wednesday that House Democrats will move the House GOP lawmaker Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTG, as I like to call her, from her committee assignments in a vote on Thursday. So we got to wait for tomorrow for that, over her embrace of the QAnon conspiracy theory and violent political rhetoric. All right, so there's a couple things that get me. Violent political. What job? What job can you have? I say this all the time. Who among you? Like what job can you have where that shit can fly? And again, out of the political process is above and beyond me. They only let you know a little bit on the news. So whenever I hear something on the news, I scrutinize it because I know it's more to it going on. But she's led a constant assault since, I mean, literally and figuratively. What was the first day? First day of the presidency, she brought the articles of impeachment on the 21st, I guess. So for about the last 2-3 weeks, nothing but mayhem and madness and chicanery and shenanigans. How is that even allowed to be a thing? Sure, she was voted in. There are processes. But that's so wild to me. Something else. I'm listening to local news, right? So the mayor of DC, they got these legislation that they're trying to get to the Capitol, right? So they're trying to some legislation that they're trying to turn into federal policy. And because, did you know the barricade was still up in front of the Capitol? Yeah, I bet you didn't know that because they stopped talking about it. The fencing and the barricade is still up. And since the fencing and the barricade is still up in front of the Capitol, there are certain rules and procedures that have to happen since that's a barricade on federal property. So there are some bills, I forgot the word that they used. I don't know if it was home rule or something, because I had to turn my radio up, pull over. I was like, are y'all serious? There's certain methods on how DC City Council gets things to the Capitol where normally it would happen by them walking it in. And there's a process where the only way, back to some 200-year method, the only way it could happen is if it gets walked in. But now you can't walk nothing in. So whatever the legislation that they're trying to get through federally, it's on hold because it can't come through the front gate. So it got me to thinking, scrutinizing. I was like, wow. So is the fence up for a reason still? Is it for that reason? Interesting shit, man. A lot going on, man. 765, let's go one. Talk to me, jump in, straighten me out, make it clear. You may know more than me. Two other things in addition to that. So this is funny. I ain't even bother pulling this up either. Wait a minute. You know what? It's worth pulling it up. Let me find it. Hold on. This is worth pulling up because you got to see this. You got to read this to believe this. Stand by. It's a live show. Don't trip. I retweeted it. Oh, here we go. It's from the Daily Beast. Let me go find that. From the Daily Beast. Move notifications. So, is the Daily Beast one of them joints that be freezing? I sure hope not, because I don't need that. As soon as I try to screen share, it's out of there. The Daily Beast, where it go? Where's that headline at? Yeah. It's about one of the Capitol protesters who videoed herself. Oh, they got a lot of stuff. They got a lot of action on this site. What's here? Proud Capitol. I'm gonna type in the actual headline. I got it from Twitter, but it's kooky. All right, well, I guess I gotta go to Twitter. All right, stand by. I gotta go to my own timeline. I usually DM myself and pull the article that way, but I did not this time. How y'all doing, man? What's good with y'all? You know what I'm saying? What's the good word? Where it go at? Where my timeline at? All right, let's try this. Let me send it to myself to see what happened. Because I didn't have time to do this earlier. But I just did it just now. All right, here we go. I don't even see what y'all saying. So screen share. All right, so here's the headline. Let's get to it because this is rich, as my man would say. My man Muto would say, this is just rich. So look at this, man. So look at this one. Did you get a chance to see this one? This headline here. Look close. Wait a minute. Oh, it's having an issue with one of them sites. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't want to go there. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Let's try it again. Daily Beast. That's why I didn't want to go there, homie. This why. This why. All right, here we go. It's moving. It's moving. All right, so this is the headline. Capitol riots request for judge update. Judge has not decided on Capitol rioters' request for Mexico vacation before trial. And this is why I don't bring. Okay, so that changed. They updated it at noon. So when I saw that this morning, that's why I don't like to bring same day news to y'all because a lot of times it's wrong. The headline earlier today was judge granted her permission to go to Mexico for a vacation. That was the headline. So the story is she one of them people that ran up the flash mobbers that ran up in the Capitol, kicking shit over. She videoed herself in front of Nancy Pelosi door talking about, we here, we coming to get that ass, blah, blah, blah. So she in court and they assessing bail and all that. And she got a vacation planned to Mexico that she was paid for before January 6th and asked the court, could they let her go? Like the face of white privilege right there. And I'm like, and in the earlier headline today, there it is right there. A report from USA Today early Wednesday said a U.S. magistrate had approved the request and ordered that her pretrial travel restrictions be changed to allow for her trip. However, USA Today has since, that yellow journalism, USA Today has since updated this report, correcting that the judge had not yet made a decision and couldn't say when a ruling might come. Now, I want to know who was lying, the judge or USA Today? Because it didn't come out of nowhere. Did he switch up and backpedal? She gonna ask in the courtroom, I paid for the trip and I want to lose money. Like, man, we're a nation of laws, man. I thought. So meanwhile, you put that up against the black dude from Maryland who can't make bail. And all he did was swing a baseball bat. He can't even make bail. So in 2021, it's just today, man. It's just like we some of y'all are getting to see for the first time, how flagrantly fraudulent the U.S. criminal justice system is because it's not uniform. Sure, it's great. Sure, you get on TV and we're going to let the justice system play out. We're going to get justice. We say that all the time. They put the microphone in somebody's face. We're going to let the courts decide. And the criminal justice system of America is one of the great. You hear all that all day, all my life, but it's not uniform. So it's not great. If it's not, justice ain't served out across the board evenly. And that's been known to us. But y'all seeing it now firsthand, and it just looks dumb. Like for her to even be granted bail and even be allowed in the court to ask to go to Mexico on vacation because she paid for it before she ran up in the Capitol. And then the black dude, he can't even make bail. Everybody going home but him. You can't sit there as somebody who a patriot or somebody this whole time and be like, oh, this is the America I know. This is so ugly what's been happening and we need healing. You can't with a straight face talk about none of this and try to make it seem like this shit is normal or you can justify it. It's no way. No way. The justice system is fugazi. It is 100% fugazi from the top to the bottom. And if you're one of those people that's just sitting there at the nightly news and eating out your off your plate with your spork and some shit come across and wild shit come across and you just like, damn, that's crazy. You in the fantasy world too. Like this, it's just ridiculous. And when people, not we, but when people start to express what is, and then that expression gets lobbed into the category of complaining, that's what triggers those type of people. That's what triggers the people that are expressing. When you say I'm complaining and I'm telling you what is, and it's like so obvious and ridiculous and stupid. And when somebody says, well, you need to burn the whole system down, start over. And they're like, that's too hard. What you mean? She gonna sit in the courtroom and ask, can she go to Mexico? And then the one dude can't even make bail. Like, how do you, as a person who loves the law, or you love the police, like, how do you even, here's what I want. I want somebody that completely disagrees with me right now. 765, let's go one to jump on. I just explain. Like, I listen to these news people and even the ones I like, they still don't ask the right questions. Like Cuomo gets in them, Anderson Cooper gets in them, Don Lemon, he gets in them. But and I hear TOP, I'm listening to TOP all day. Like, yeah, you don't ask the right question. I need you to literally try to justify what you believe in. If you are one of these blue backers, even Back to Blue, let's take Back to Blue. All right. So Officer Sicknick, met his unfortunate demise at work during the riots. He was the victim of an attack which subsequently killed him, which on First 48 is called homicide. And homicide is usually caused by somebody, legal term murder. And the Back to Blue crowd, nothing. So that means, Fox News yesterday, they had a vigil at the U.S. Capitol, carried on live television. The president did a thing, dedicated, thoughts and prayers, all that. Fox News, absolutely nothing. The Back to Blue, Thin Blue Line crowd, Blue Lives Matter, absolutely no commentary. So they're not asking the right question. That means that your whole position, the entire summer, the whole year of 2021 is fake. Like, your whole position, there's nothing real about your position, nothing. And another thing, I was doing a little digging yesterday, Blue Lives Matter. I was like, oh shit, they got the BLM too. They got a whole it's not just a hashtag. It's not just a position. It's an organization as well with social media handles. And I was like, y'all talk all that shit about Black Lives Matter. And you're essentially the same thing, born out of the same thing. A movement that took shape and became a loosely organized, I don't want to say organization, but a loosely organized group of people who shared the same thought process. It's the same. Like, how do y'all get on in front of these cameras, in front of these microphones, man, and just be swelling in a way in which just the swellery is just is beyond me. But I need these people who are on these sides of these arguments. They got to start justifying their position, man. You can't just be like, oh, we gotta let it play out. Nah, man. She asked to go to Mexico and the judge is considering it. And then the other dude can't make bail, and they were at the same place doing the same thing. It's like, if I could use a word that we can't use anymore, if I could. So this is a theatrical portion of the show. I'm just acting out a character. That shit retarded, man. Now, I didn't say that. I didn't call anybody retarded. All right, moving on. 765, let's go one. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right, let's use. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Call somebody, call your coworker and tell them the show is on, and tell them I need to come on. I need them to come on and talk about how great the American the system of justice is in this country. Because I need to be able to compare and contrast. And they gotta talk in a way that's believable. They gotta convince me, man. Who among you? All right, let's go. Let's go to the phone. Let's go down the hall. Actually, Oh, I missed it. Call back, Mr. G. I saw it at the tail end right before you did. Oh, you know what? We got a feature. Let's call you back. How about that? Let's see if that works. This is so invasive, but y'all pay for it. Let's see, does it work? Yo. Oh, it works. Look at that. Technology.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I called you back.
Nice. That's a nice feature.
Yeah.
That's a nice feature,
Yeah.
man.
He was like, "What's my phone ringing?"
Let's go live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, because I had the number saved in my phone. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, look at $ let's go live, man. Look what y'all paying for,
yeah,
man.
look what y'all paying for. Absolutely. That's real. Yeah, man. So what's your take? What's your take on this?
So here's the problem, bro. Well, not the problem. It's the point of view. WPM is greater than BLM. White privilege matters is greater than Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
And Blue Lives Matter. And Blue Lives Matter is nothing but white privilege matter. I don't know if you saw it in the chat, but John Watson recently just said perfectly that people, they treating jail like they starting a job. You know, when can they start a job? Let me, push my start date.
Oh yeah,
start date back 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I said it was like a bed and breakfast. You check in, check out when you want to. You get to decide what you want to eat on the menu. Like Viking Man.
Oh yeah,
like, look, man,
yeah.
Right. If it was up to me, Viking Man would be straight up eating Nutrilo.
Yeah. He told them off the first weekend that my shit need to be gluten free. Bison Man with the horns on his hat. He said my shit need to be gluten free and complained to his mama. And right. got taken care of.
Which is insane because, hey, I'm full transparency. I have some family members that attended Penn State when I was in high school.
Penn State, yes.
From the Midwest, they know exactly what I'm talking about. When they attended Penn State, they converted to Muslim belief. Their diet changed. Well, they had to go through hell and high water to make sure that they could get the food that they wanted. But unfortunately, they had to skirt around until they, were able to gain their freedom. So all that to say is that alone is absolutely insane. But to echo your point, it's not going to make sense because when one population of the people view jail in the legal system solely for Black folk, they're going to always treat it like a bed and breakfast.
Yeah,
they're always, for me, they're going to always treat it like a bed and breakfast, like the rules don't apply to them. Even down to, of course, the former first family, who all of those children and him and the wife together, they all look like probable cause from any episode of Law and Order, Sexual Victim, SVU.
Yeah,
like they all look like probable cause. But there's what they should have been thrown underneath the jail is never going to really happen to them, and that's the problem with the legal system. There are definitely two legal systems that I think we're all fully cognizant of.
Yeah, we are, but I want to see the people who really believe in it. I need to see you speak on it and try to use regular words that everybody else knows and really convince yourself that what you're saying has weight or value. I need to see that. Now, don't dance. I want you to defend it. Like that's my goal and my vision. That's my pleasure. I want to see that because, and not even who should go to jail. I'm talking about like when they get caught up and the hammer is dropped and it's two different outcomes for the same crime. Like you gotta justify that. You gotta defend that. If you backing that and you're this American and we got a strong criminal justice system, let's let it play out in the courts. I need you to be able to talk to that and be like, all right, okay, this is what you believe. How come she got bail and he didn't? And go. Like, I need you to be able to work your magic and figure out some fugazi chicanery to talk that. And while Kyle Rittenhouse is on the run right now and unavailable for comment, they can't find him now. Last known address.
No, he's busy doing.
Yeah,
he's busy doing stuff, man.
Yeah. They went looking for him.
I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, they went looking for him, and all of a sudden, his last two addresses don't exist anymore. He's in the wind. He ain't coming back.
In the wind. No, he's definitely not coming back. I'm gonna say this much, and I definitely agree with a point that you made previously about the whole kumbaya moment, which is I'm not gonna be cool with anybody at my job that made a plan for me to die.
Oh man, say that again.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I put this in the chat. I'm like, if Miss Elliott down the hall is like, hey man, Mr. Clarkson, you said some loose shit inside of the teacher's lounge, man. When he pull up in the parking lot, I got something for his dumb ass. Like, she gotta go.
Yeah.
And everybody involved in the planning of me gotta go.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I'm not that healed yet to reach across the aisle and be like, oh man, it was, the day that you invited this, this riot, had niggas up in my office breaking shit and stealing my mail. It's cool, let's get back to business, man. I want kumbaya, man. It's
right.
all good.
Hey, so Marjorie Taylor Greene, she liked the tweet that said, I want to put a bullet between the eyes of Pelosi. She liked the joint. I'm like, nah, man, it's no way we share in the same space. No way. I don't care if you was playing. I don't care. Nah, man. I'm not coming down the hall shaking hands with you and none of that. You got Secret Service? Well, I got Secret Service too.
Fights, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like in
fights,
in the
man.
Philippines or the Myanmar or how they do in the Russian parliament. We need that action. We need that action. Fisticuffs.
How about this? How about this? Maybe we need it more like how it used to be. Wait for it. In America, where there are stories where Negroes got shot on the floor. Like, hey man, you ain't vote for my bill? Oh, that's real news, homie. And people getting shot. Like, there's whole out fights. Like, there are things inside the journals where people are bludgeoned.
I'm not going to advocate.
When you use the word blood,
I can't advocate that because that's
no.
We're close to that. That's what. But what's the one where the guy invited the joint to the front lawn? Who was it? The president, and he took a L. Was it Aaron Burr? That's your guy. Yeah. Yes. Let's step outside.
Yeah, it's Aaron Burr and Hamilton.
Yeah. Oh, that's what that was.
They couldn't talk. Yeah. Aaron Burr straight up murdered Hamilton. Like, let's call it what it is.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that what the play was about?
Man,
Is that what the play was about?
Yes.
Oh.
This is literally how a sitting vice president was like, my man's got to go. You out here real loose. You mad disrespecting me as the vice president. And Hamilton was like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. And you talking out both sides of your mouth. Oh, for real, homie? Meet me at dawn. Let's get this. Let's ante up. And he shot him. Killed him.
Yeah, he took a L. And that was protocol back then. And that's why I say you gotta be careful because that's what some of them want right now. And as funny as that is, I don't know if we're ready for that. That's what some of them want.
Or maybe just go like charity fights.
Yeah.
Like somebody just keep talking, put that junk put some gloves on, do it for charity, man. Do it for the kids.
Everybody versus Nate Robinson. Like if y'all got a disagreement, everybody gets a go at Nate. You know what I'm saying? And or Logan.
Would you pay $40, man, for Schumer versus Mitch McConnell? 5 rounds?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's worth it.
You pay $50 for that?
I would definitely pay $50 for that. I'm trying to be there. I want to be there.
Undercard?
The undercard. Oh, that's
undercard?
That's easily. Shoot, you got I need AOC. You know what I mean? The Italian stallion.
Okay.
And Marjorie Taylor Greene. I need that energy. I need that young. That's a young card right there. Blonde versus brunette needs that.
I like that. We'll have Snoop do color commentary
again.
Oh, man, this is selling itself.
Yeah. I didn't know Hamilton. I knew the history, but I didn't know Hamilton to play. That's what that was about. I still ain't never seen it. I didn't know it was about that. I remember reading about that actual, but I didn't know Hamilton was about that. I thought it was a rap opera, a hip opera.
Well, I mean, it's the whole story of Hamilton and his contributions, which are very important. But I'll help you out. Have you ever listened to Ready to Die by Notorious B.I.G., the whole album? As I ask a stupid question.
Yes.
Congratulations. You literally heard the soundtrack to Hamilton.
Oh, okay. All right. Including 10 Crack Commandments?
People get mad when 10 crack commandments and the 10 dual commandments are literally to the same beat.
Oh,
Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
I think it's to the same beat. Don't get me wrong. I think that it's a nice, it's a solid attempt. It's a good story. They did well, but for people that love hip hop, it is not. It's like diet hip hop.
wow. And I was being funny. I had no clue. I've heard so much about it. I've never seen a clip, never seen it was the biggest thing in the world for 7 years. I did not know that that's what it was. That's crazy.
Yeah, it gets away with a lot of murder. Let me be fair with it because I was about to be disingenuous. It gets applauded because it highlights a genre of music that gets ignored a lot of time in musical theater, and it has a lot of colorblind casting, which I think is very important.
It made a couple people famous. Your man is played Sam Cooke, and your man on Snowpiercer from Blackish. They was two main cats in it, from what I understand. Yeah. That's what's up. All right.
Yeah.
So
Lin-Manuel's a former social studies teacher, so I'm applause to him. He found a hustle. Got out the classroom.
Kennard also says the undercard should include Cory Booker and Jim Jordan. I'll take that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take that.
Yes. Can we get Rosario Dawson to walk Booker to the ring, a la Miss Elizabeth?
Oh, yeah, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that would be great. I'm game for all of this.
I'm waiting for the Lifetime AOC movie starring Rosario Dawson. That's what we need. I need to know her story. I need to know her story, how she came up through as the wait staff through the service industry into serving us in Congress. I need that. That's what I need. Lifetime. If you're watching. All right, there it is. We gotta go to
there it is.
Progressive Traveler. Mr. Clarkson, down the hall, Studio G.
Yeah, same time for rolling.
Will do. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, live and direct. Appreciate you tuning into the show. He got this hell of an interview right now. First of all, hit the likes on this if you're watching it, and you're watching it live on YouTube. Turn the notifications on, hit that little bell, share the shit one time, and let's multiply, man. But right now, let's go live to the Progressive Traveler Worldwide Ventures returns to the show. There we go. What's the good word?
Hey, what's up?
Long time. Progressive.
It has been a long time. What's up?
What's up with you? So what neck of the woods are you in at this point? Where are you now?
I'm in Josie, also known as Johannesburg.
As in Cleveland? Or
As in a little bit further over, across some water, across two bodies of water, actually. The Atlantic and Indian Ocean, South Africa.
oh wow. South Africa. How and why?
Why not? As they would say here.
Yeah, there's that too.
Well, I wanted to escape the US, first of all. Right after the election, well, right before the election, I was like, you know what? I got to get out of here. Where can I go? There were not a lot of places that I could actually go. Then right after the election, South Africa opened to US citizens, and I was on the next flight out.
Now, did they, was that planned? Like, did they think, something was going to go down and they was like, y'all just come on over, come through?
I think it had a lot to do with the election, because it was literally like this 7 days later. I think it's more political, like relationships. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, come on through now. You know what I mean? Like, because all of a sudden it opened.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, because before you had been telling us last time you was on the show, that was one of your favorite places.
Yeah.
For a number of reasons, and for it to go down the way it did and open up, that's coincidental, but it's also right on time. But you're not just there for vacation though.
Oh, I'm posting. Like,
yeah. So what's up with that though? You about to be a dually?
They don't really give them out like that in South Africa, because if they did, I would, like, easily. I definitely have to be gone by a certain time, because I'm on a visa that has, a limited amount of time. But they actually, because of COVID, they extended it. So they were like, if you're here and you're kind of stuck because of COVID, you can stick around. So right now I can stick around for a little while, and really all I have to do is just leave and then come right back. Like, you just gotta leave. So I might just dip out and then be right back.
Now, what is it? I mean, now that you're there and you've been there for a couple months, like you look comfortable. I mean, you look like you in a place where you've been living, like you live at it. You know what I'm saying? The artwork.
Basically.
I mean, other than America being a total shit show, what is it, your day to day that completely brings you comfort?
Well, Johannesburg is a thriving city. So there is absolutely nothing here that I cannot get in Los Angeles, where I currently live.
Really?
And Los Angeles and the United States is the COVID epicenter of the globe, right?
True.
And South Africa is not. Africa is not. South Africa has this new strain that people are tripping off of, but the numbers themselves, all of South Africa has the same numbers as California by itself. So and it's way bigger than California. So I'm way safer here than I would be in the US, period, right? And actually their numbers have gone down. Yesterday, the president had a press conference and everything reopened. Like, we were on a curfew from 9 p.m. until 5 p.m. and there was no alcohol sales for like the last maybe 3 weeks. And now that's been lifted. So
what's the connection? What was the connection for that? Why they do that?
I don't even really want to say it, because I'm like, really? But apparently with alcohol, there are a lot of domestic abuse cases or alcohol related incidents, like, accidents and things like that.
Yeah.
And the hospitals wanted the space for anything that might be COVID related.
Yeah.
And they actually said like they were empty when there was no alcohol sales, which is very sad. But I'm sure it's not specific to South Africa. Yeah. They just did something about it. You know what I mean?
And that's coming back too. They're gonna bring that back, because if that's what happens, Yeah.
It's back now. Like yesterday it was lifted. And I know people that ran to the liquor store as soon as it was lifted.
What so the South African strains, that's a real thing. So it's not propaganda, because I thought they were just trying to, make the continent look bad, saying that there's a mutated strain that came out of South Africa. I was like, I ain't buying it. So that's a real thing.
It's a real thing, but the interesting thing, like you said, people here are wondering, like, why are we like on all of the headlines? Because it says South Africa strain. There is a Brazilian strain. There's a strain from the UK, and they actually shut down like 38 countries, but all of the headlines said South Africa, which was very like, what is that about? So. But there is, like, they do have a specific strain here, but what they're saying is it's more contagious, but it's not deadly. So it's not, causing more death or anything like that. But the vaccines apparently do not work on this strain. So that's another issue, because now people are like, whoa, like we got to start from scratch with whatever this mutated version is.
Now, what do you when you watch the news? I mean, I don't know if you even do, but what does their news look like? Are you seeing like death and despair, like the way we see it here? Like if you was in California, your local news would lead off with COVID deaths. Are they doing the same thing there?
Well, I don't watch like the local news. I watch like BBC mostly, which is like global news, and they highlight a lot of Africa. So I really can't tell you, but I can tell you what people are asking me. Like people ask me all the time. They're like, as soon as they hear my accent, they're like, "You're from America." They know I'm not from here. So they have all of these questions, and they definitely want to know, like, is it really as bad as what we hear? Like. That's true. And I'm like, hell yeah, it's true. That's why I'm here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's absolutely true. But they just don't understand why. They're like, why is it so out of control? Like, what's going on? So then I have to give them some background of like, it's specifically, and like I'm very familiar with California, my family, and I'm from Atlanta, so I know all about what's going on in Georgia, and my brother lives in New York. So those are like the three places I can really speak to. Right. And I'll tell them they're all different. Like each one of these places is completely different because we're not on the same page as a country, which is crazy.
And they is that hard for them to relate to because they don't really move that way?
No, because Africa is that way as a continent. You know what I mean? Like the individual countries. So they kind of look at the states like,
right.
Like, oh, okay, y'all operating like a little country. Like California is a country, Georgia is a country, New York is a country. So they get it,
Now you said you can get the same things you can get in LA in Johannesburg. Like what? You can get fitted hats, cocaine, and energy drinks and stolen shoes. Like what?
I mean, as far as when people think of Africa, it's interesting because people have a certain perception of Africa, and like the neighborhood that I'm staying in right now is flyer than my neighborhood. I live in Inglewood.
Right.
This neighborhood is called Parkhurst. This shit is way flyer than Inglewood.
Wow.
Yo, like
Inglewood?
Yo, I mean, this shit is super, super fly. And it's a very walkable neighborhood. It has a strip it's a 10-minute walk from where I am right now. It has a strip that has boutique shops, apothecaries, cafes, all of the restaurants, all of the fashion, and it's called 4th Avenue, and it's just a long strip of one thing after the other. And so I'm in this very walkable neighborhood, and then 5 minutes in the opposite direction is a ginormous park. Just goes on and on and on. So I can exercise. I can just, put on my little workout clothes and go for a run in the park. It's just, I have everything, like everything. Not to mention, don't let me rent a car. So I learned how to drive on the opposite side of the road.
Yeah.
And every once in a while I'll rent a car because they got Uber. So I Uber everywhere, right? But I rented a car this week because I got my birthday coming up on Saturday. And Me and my girls are going into the wilderness to see us some animals, and we're going into the cut. So like you can have these luxurious experiences for the low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because it's COVID. Okay, so here's my big travel tip for everybody.
Okay.
If you are willing or you're not fearful, travel now because nobody really is. Right? Like everybody's going to Mexico. Like we know that. You know what I mean? But if you want to go to one of these exotic destinations that's open, go because nobody is. I went on a luxury safari about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it was like a 3.5-hour drive in the middle of nowhere. And it was only 5 people there and it holds 30 people.
Okay.
So it was discounted because they're like, come, right? So it was dirt cheap. And the service, if they only have 5 people there, they don't have anything else to do but make sure you're okay.
Cater to you.
You know what I mean? Like they're so bored. They're like, the staff is so bored. Like, what do you need? And they have all of this food that they need,
Somebody got to eat it. Yeah.
So, food will just be in your room when you come back to your room. You know what I mean? It's just like luxury for the low because nobody is doing these things. You know what I mean? So I am taking full advantage. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, is in Johannesburg? Is that is that Tabletop Mountain? Is that in?
That's Cape Town. I started there when I got here. I was in Cape Town for 2 weeks, and then actually I came here when the COVID numbers started going up because that's where a lot of Europeans. I have to watch.
Yeah.
I have to editorialize my work.
The tourists.
Yes, that's where a lot of Europeans go because it is literally one of the most beautiful places in the world. Like the whole time, and it's not my first time. I've been there many times, and the whole time I'm there, I'm like, is this real life? Because it is so beautiful. It is mind-blowing, like mind-blowing. So that's where Europeans go.
Yeah.
And here is summer right now. So, it's cold in Europe and it's summer here.
Okay.
So they come here. So that's also where COVID is.
Right. The numbers have spiked when they show up. Yes.
As it always does.
Right.
So I left. That's when I came to Josie because I was like, okay, it's time for me to go.
The reason why I asked because you were talking about you get out and exercise, and I know you're an avid hiker. You're actually the first person that took me hiking in Los Angeles, and that's a thing. So yeah, I was wondering if you did that. So when you go on a safari, what kind of animals? Did you get the schedule? What you gonna see? Is it out in the bush?
Did you get the schedule? Like, did they tell you check off
lions and giraffes? Yeah. Look,
it's an adventure, right? You don't know what you're gonna see because you got to go and try to find. And you go out at different times because there's nocturnal animals and then there's daytime animals. But on the safari that I was on, I saw a lion, I saw a lioness, and a lot of wildebeest, a lot of giraffes. We actually got a flat tire. I don't know if you saw my video that I posted, but we got a flat tire. And we got a flat tire on a safari. Like, what?
So what'd you have to do? You had to change it or call somebody?
They had to change. Like, we're in the middle of nowhere and we got a flat tire. And it was almost night. It was dusk. It was a night drive. So it was almost dark. And I swear to God, like, how do you get a flat tire in the middle of nowhere in the wilderness, right? Yeah. It's so scary. So the driver hopped out, and then there were 5 of us because I told you there was only 5 people there. So there were 5 of us. 2 of the guys hopped out to help him. And the other ones of us that were on the Jeep, we were just looking out for animals. And there were 2 giraffes that were like
chilling.
Really, really, really close to us, and they could hear the squeaking. Like they were like, they had the jack and they were squeaking. And I swear to God, one of them giraffes was looking like, "Are you for real right now? Like y'all get a flat tire in the wilderness? That's what's happening right now." So it was scary but they moved quick because it was like, okay, we gotta figure this out. Because we can't be
Sarah,
stuck
how
out
much
here
longer until
almost
it's
in the
socially
dark, and there's
acceptable to
like
make me a
lions
dog
around the
toy?
corner, But the giraffes would have been a clue if anything was gonna pop off, because they were chilling. If there was a lion or something around, they would have ran. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They would have been a clue if there was gonna be a problem, but still, it was pretty intense. I've never had that experience before.
Yeah, I was watching something on Nat Geo or whatever, Man versus Wild or something. And he was he got into the glass box and spent the night in the lions, and it was videotaping in the middle of the night, and the lions was just gnawing at the thing. I was like, I'd do that. Not really.
Yeah, you'll do that. Yeah. No.
Nah, I'm good. What's up with the like cell coverage and Wi-Fi? How is that, on par with back home, or is it an adjustment?
Great question. There are what it's called load shedding. So normally it's fine, right? Like South Africa has a great infrastructure and everything is fine. But there are times when they will schedule blackouts throughout the city to conserve whatever electricity or whatever it is that they need. So at times, lights might go out. You know what I mean? Like, I will see if I can show you the app. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. But they'll give you a heads up on this app. Can you see? Oh, it's too much of a glare, huh?
No, I can see it. Yeah, right there. Okay. And they got the times.
What does it say?
No
load shedding.
Yeah, load shedding. Oh, got it.
But it says like no load shedding.
Right.
So that means you don't have to worry about nothing today.
But they'll give you a heads up before time. Wouldn't be like, we shedding right now.
Well, they try to schedule it, but every once in a while there'll be an alert that'll say, hey, this is about to happen. So, but it's like an emergency situation, but it does go off. But what I have as an expert traveler, another tip is I have what's called a TEP, which is TEP, and it's a wireless Wi-Fi signal. So I can turn it on and make sure that I have Wi-Fi even when it goes out in the city, it'll pick up Wi-Fi.
Kind of like a hotspot almost, like your own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I made sure I had that before I came.
And so like day to day, nightlife, what is it like? TV shows? What do you get? What are you able to take in? Everything normal? Like,
okay. You asking all the good questions.
Yeah.
Right here, I have you see my iPad, right?
Oh, so you can just log into your US cable stuff.
So I have a VPN,
right,
which basically is a server from the United States. So it thinks I'm in the United States.
Okay.
Right now. So yeah, so it thinks I'm in the US. So I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl just like y'all watch the Super Bowl. It's just gonna be like 2 a.m. here when I watch.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm set. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
nothing. I watch my games. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not missing Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like I got everything. Married at First Sight. Like it's going down in Johannesburg.
And are you working? Are you able to telework essentially?
I'm working every day. Like
from the homeland.
I'm working every day, and actually only a few people actually know I'm here.
Oh.
So the challenging part is the time difference because I'm in California, right? So I'm like way ahead. But the great part about it is that I schedule most of my meetings, right? So I'll just make sure that as soon as they wake up in California, like at like 9 and 10, I'm having all my meetings, because here it's like 8 or 9 p.m., maybe 10. But every once in a while, somebody will pull me into an important meeting that I'd have to go to. And it might be like 2 a.m. here or 3 a.m. here.
Mm.
But the reason it hasn't been a big deal is because you know what else is on at that time?
What's that?
Lakers might be playing a game, or UVA might be playing a game. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm still able to watch my games. So the time difference hasn't bothered me, especially because when I wake up here, like in the mornings here, it's like 2 a.m. y'all's time. Like
Okay.
y'all are asleep. So I can sleep in until like noon if I need to, because y'all still sleep.
Mm.
So I can go to bed like mad late. I can go to bed at like 3 a.m. and then just wake up at like 11 a.m. or noon, and I ain't missed nothing. Like, it's all good.
Are you learning any Sosa or any
Zulu?
Zulu or Afrikaan? What are you picking up?
Afrikaans. Okay, look at you. You know.
I listen to Trevor Noah. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I was like, how you know? Okay, so I was actually invited. There's an expat group here that I was invited to.
Okay.
And they really take care of each other. Like, I done found my sorority sisters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I was invited to become a part of the Johannesburg chapter. Right.
You about to be basilisk out there, Jones?
Like, you know, I'm ready to move. You know what I'm saying? I found my girls. But there's a huge expat group here, and they actually started. I think they started last week, but I didn't join it. But they started Zulu lessons, and they actually have a teacher, and they do it 3 times a week. It was because I'm working, it's too much of a commitment because I might have meetings and I can't miss work. But yeah, they're learning Zulu, the expats.
Mm.
Zulu is the main, you said Afrikaans, but the reason Zulu matters is because the Zulus are the main tribes. There's like 9 or 11 tribes here, but Zulu is the biggest one. So almost everybody knows Zulu if you don't know the others. So like on radio, if they're going to talk in the native language, it'll be Zulu. It won't be anything else. So it's like most people know Zulu.
Right. What's the political climate like?
They have a new president, Ramaphosa, that they really, really like because their last one, Zuma, he was really corrupt. And they really like this new president, but he's starting to get caught up in some mess, especially with his vaccines, because people here are pissed because South Africans, I don't know if anybody followed the global news with the vaccines, but South Africans did a lot of the trials for the European companies that were doing the vaccines. And he didn't negotiate really good rates to pay for them. Like you would think if they're doing trials on the people, y'all need to break us off.
Yeah. Big time.
He didn't. And so they're like paying all these outrageous prices for vaccines, and they're like not getting them right away. So the people are pissed because they're like, how you going to have us do trials and you didn't even look out? So right now it's not a good look for him.
Wow. Yeah, they've come a ways. They've, you know, the last few presidents have had issues with corruption, but you know, it's good to see them on an up and up post apartheid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. Like I you know, I love it. I mean, I'm here and I'm not leaving until they kick me out.
Damn. So are you gonna you know, we talked about home buying last time, and you said that was definitely, you know, on the list. What's
you mean in South Africa?
Yeah, copping a crib out there, you know.
So what I learned, because you know I'm doing my research. So what I learned is that as a U.S. citizen, it might not make sense because
you said that. I remember you said that.
Because the rand is like so low. So because of that, it might not make sense, but rent is mad cheap. So, you know, I could just rent
indefinitely.
Yeah.
And then that's that's a business expense back home, right? Renting?
Well, it just depends. It depends on how long. It depends on how long I post stuff.
Yeah.
How long can I get away with stuff?
Yeah. Nah, that's dope. That's you've been you know, you're a fan favorite from the first interview, and a lot of people really trying to keep track, and they've been asking about you, so I tried to track you down or whatever. But this is very good information, man. I mean, you know, boots on the ground, literally.
Yeah, I would definitely encourage if anybody is looking to travel, like Ghana is open. I'm looking to maybe going to Kenya before I leave here. Egypt is open. Tanzania doesn't even think COVID exists.
Wow.
Like Tanzania is Africa's Mexico. Like it is out of control in Tanzania. Like their president is like, come through, nothing is closed, everything is normal, and they making their money.
Now you say open, but do we gotta you know, go through all the shots to get over there? Not even vaccine. I'm talking about the regular shots to go to Africa. Is that still in play?
The shots are just, it depends on what region you're going to. Like if you're going to Ghana, you have to have malaria pills because you have mosquitoes and you don't want to get malaria, right? So there's not like this like one situation of shots that you have to get wherever you're going. It depends on where you're going. Like if you're going to Victoria Falls, which is in Zambia, in Zimbabwe, you have to have yellow fever. You know, so, and I think you need that for Ghana too, as a matter of fact, maybe Tanzania. So you just have to see what the requirements are wherever it is that you want to go. I'm glad you said that actually, because I want to go to Kenya and I might need something for Kenya. All I've been thinking about is COVID requirements.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
but there's other stuff.
And you know what I mean?
But you have to, like, now you, depending on where you're going, you definitely have to have, you know, the negative COVID test within a certain amount of hours. And not unfortunately, because we needed this, but you have to have a COVID test to leave. So that's what I've been trying to figure out. Like, okay, if I'm in Kenya, where do I get? Because I know in Johannesburg, where I can go to, like I said, Johannesburg got everything. So I know exactly where to go to get a COVID test to leave. But I don't know if I go to Kenya, where I'm gonna get this COVID test from in order to leave. You know, so now that's a little tricky trying to figure that stuff out.
So they're not restricting it based on vaccine yet, are they? Most of the places.
No, and actually the president had a press conference. I told you he had a press conference. He said he's not going to do it here. He said you won't have to have a vaccine to get into
come in.
Okay, yeah. He said he won't require it. Now, I don't know if that will change because of pressure, because a lot of countries are going to require it probably, but he said he's not.
Well, that's dope. Yeah.
I mean, we'll see, you know. I mean, it is dope if it's not a requirement, but I'm like, is that really true, or is he just saying what people want to hear? I don't know.
Right, to keep him off his heels. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I don't know.
But you look like you could favor the peoples. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is get a little accent, roll your R's real heavy.
I'm working on my accent with my friend, so I'm working on that. But I'm way too tall to be South African.
Oh, jeez.
They know right away that I'm not from here, and people will ask me if I'm from like Senegal, because Senegal, the Senegalese are tall. So they know right away that I'm not from here. It's very obvious. And then when I open my mouth, they're like, "You came here from the U.S." Yeah.
What's up with the humanitarian project that you participated in? Is that ongoing?
Yes. So there's a soup kitchen in a shanty town outside of Cape Town. And a friend of mine built a soup kitchen, and it was because he's a tour guide and he has had zero business, but he needed something to stay mentally sane. And he knows there's so many people that are less fortunate than him. So I actually did a fundraiser for him and raised $2,500, which $2,500 US is a ridiculous amount of money in South Africa. So that'll sustain him for quite a while.
Right.
He has other friends like me from there, because he's a tour guide. That's how I met him, was on a tour. And he has other friends that are going to help him get donations to sustain it. And he's also going to partner with some maybe grocery stores here so that he can get food. But he's feeding the people. Like he's out in the townships, in the shanty towns, feeding. Like I can't even express how poor these people are. Like it's so sad. It's so sad.
Is Oprah school still open?
Probably not right now because of COVID. So it's open, but school is not open. You know what I mean? Like they're probably virtual.
Is Jay-Z water supply still running? Is his water supply still?
Does Jay have a water
supply?
I don't think so.
Is Akon City up and running? Is that thing?
They're getting that ready in Senegal.
Okay.
That's Wakanda is being built in Senegal right now. Yes. And Malcolm Brogdon, I will give my homeboy from UVA a shout out. He does a lot of building wells within Africa. So the Malcolm Brogdon Foundation, they supply water to a lot of people who can't get water in Africa. Dope project.
Oh, that's big. Well, there it is. All right, live from Joe, what you call it? Johannesburg? South Africa.
Johannesburg. Yes.
Yama, the progressive traveler. I'll put all your info when this replays. Put all your info up. And hey, I'm glad to see you on the up and up, enjoying yourself. You know, the mentally and physically in a good space.
Yes, absolutely.
Being safe. That's a wonderful situation. I appreciate you, and don't be a stranger. We'll talk soon.
Thanks for having me back. And if anybody has any travel questions, DM me on IG. You got my IG up, right? So yeah. So DM me. I'm happy to help with any travel questions.
That's what's up.
All right. Thanks. I'll talk to you later.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Yama, the progressive traveler. Let's get that off of there. Let's get the applause. Yeah, okay. Hit her up on the IG. Ask her about how she got her visa, how long it took, and that whole process. She can answer those a little bit more directly. PT World Adventures on the way out. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in. I gotta play this because this just takes me back right here. This is my favorite. South African song right here. Second only to Serafina. The Serafina soundtrack is the #1 for me. That's my joint right there. Watch the movie Serafina. It all makes sense. Yes, send me the question and I'll ask her. All right, there it is. I just wanted to hear that. Kiss the boy. The song is actually banned over there. They can't even, the tribal people who came up singing that song, not even allowed to sing that song in public. Interesting story that goes with that. Interesting history. But anyway, thanks to everybody that made the show possible. People that called in, people that lurked, people that brought somebody. You too can be a part of the movement, man. Support right here. Let's Go Live Show made it easy for you. Cash App. Let's Go Live Show. You can do $1, $3, $5 dub, however you want to do it, man. It makes all the moving parts move, and we grow nutritiously. All right, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is the new schedule. Temporarily, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and so that's what it is. So we'll see y'all Friday. All fun and games with John Watson, the bureau chief, and shout out to executive producer Mr. Clarkson in Studio G. Any questions or concerns? Save it for your mama. Tell me tomorrow.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad official.